All right, welcome back to Be Fair, a podcast that hosts or hosted by me, Ehryn, and of course the lovely Lisa. How are you, Lisa?
Hello, I'm doing well, thank you very much.
Oh, that's so fantastic to
Oh my
hear.
gosh, yes, queen.
Oh my God, have you noticed how warm it's been getting? I mean, you live in like the most humid city in northern Minnesota, so
Yeah, it was 80 degrees yesterday and it's 40 today. It's
I
bad.
know.
It's I saw somebody make a comment though, because they're like, "Oh, this crazy weather," and the response was, "Well, it's May. It may be 80. It may be 40. You just don't know."
But like one thing that's been happening is my hair has been curling and I've been letting it happen.
I love it.
I thank you. I'm gonna just see what they can get. Like if I go like a couple days without like getting my hair wet, they will be some tight ass spirals.
Nice.
Like we're talking almost Justin Timberlake 1999 kind of. Yeah,
No, I
yep.
want to see that.
We'll see how that goes. Um, so how's everything else going in your life lately besides the weather getting warmer?
It's good. I'm working, of course, at Subway.
You're
I
a
have a
sad.
whole new. I am a sandwich artist. Actually, on my time card, it says junior sandwich artist.
Oh, because you're so new.
Yeah. I do
I'm
have an
just a little,
entirely
I'm
a
just a
little
little
what?
baby. I'm a little baby sandwich artist. I just make the little sandwiches.
I just make the kid sandwiches.
Yeah, they
Uh,
the same. These little Sammys right here.
They
I
only
put
3 inches long.
I put a piece of pepperoni on it and a piece of Swiss cheese, and it goes right out the door. Bye bye.
Okay, lady, love you. Bye bye. No, I do have a newfound respect for people that have worked at Subway for a long time because that shit ain't no joke.
I bet not. I mean,
Yeah.
customers are serious about their Subway. Like,
And they're fast. They just expect you to know, no, no,
yeah, they're gonna
And
whip out all that. This is what I want on the sandwich, and yeah, I'm not repeating it. So good luck.
right, right. The other day, we had a guy, oh, excuse me, we had a lady come to the drive-through and she was ordering a sub. My heart is still clogged for the person who received this sub. It was bread and 24 pieces of bacon.
That's it.
That's it.
Not even cheese.
Nope.
I don't get it. What is this person trying to accomplish in life?
Death? Death by bacon? I
like,
don't know.
like,
Uh,
was is the bread only used as like a catalyst on which to help the bacon go into the body, or is it just?
I don't know if it's maybe just to soak up the grease.
I guess. Okay, that's happening. Well, yeah, so we just got a little bit inside look on what it's like to be a sandwich artist at Subway, thanks to that.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I'm just, kids and kids. And then
Kids.
like I was saying, we had my friend's memorial and um I went to a horror movie double feature. That was fabulous.
I saw
I
your
for,
Insta post, yeah.
I forgot how much I love the movie Psycho. So
Oh, was
good.
that one of the ones that was on?
Yeah, the original.
Okay. Not the one with Vince Vaughn, where I really didn't feel like I should have like a sexual attraction to Norman Bates. But for some reason Vince Vaughn in that movie was just like,
What are
yeah.
you talking about?
He was in the remake.
What?
Vince Vaughn was in the remake of Psycho. People
Um, I guess I missed that one.
it came out in like the late 90s. I can't remember exactly when, but yeah, Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche was um the woman that he kills in the shower.
I guess I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen the remake. I just don't see Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates because I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look it up and probably feel disappointed if I see it.
I mean, the movie itself is pretty good. It's filmed pretty decently because it's pretty much exactly the same film, just new actors. It's really interesting.
And in color.
Yeah, in color. Um,
Uh, oh
yeah.
my
So
God. Do I look as tired to you as I do to me on my freaking phone?
I've learned not to actually answer that question.
It's yes then. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
um, but the reason we are here today is to speak about mental health, as it is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is a very important month to me for sure. Uh, I'm
Same.
I'm a huge fan of talking about mental health, mental illness, sharing your mental health struggles with people. Um, and I really like to express how proud I am about that, because I was raised to believe that we weren't supposed to talk about that kind of stuff around people. You're supposed to keep that crap in. Otherwise, people think you're batshit crazy or something like that. Um,
Right.
I,
Just put them in a home.
that was
Just put
my
them in a home.
that was my dad last. No, it was, yeah, I guess so. But my dad was last summer, right after the George Floyd murder.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I made a post because I was just really tired of every little thing. Like, it just seemed like from the beginning of 2020, it was just a downhill stretch for, like, to watch the world going to a deep end. We're
Oh
like,
yeah.
we're in the end game now. And um so I was like, I made a post one time, just like, I didn't want, it was kind of poetic-ish. I think we might have talked about this before, but it was like, I didn't want to wake up this morning. And it kind of went on to explain a whole bunch of things, but it wasn't suicidal. The problem is exactly what my dad decided. He only read that first part, and he's so much of a Trump supporter. And I'm careful on explaining the word Trump supporter. For the phrase Trump supporter, from my lingo, is literally like, if I'm saying someone's a Trump supporter, it means that they're one of the, like, idiots that literally, for some reason, believe,
Right.
yeah, that believe only Trump can save everything, and they're so invested in this cult. That's what my dad literally is. And
Yeah.
but so he just sent me a message. He's like, "You shouldn't post stuff like that. People are gonna think you're batshit crazy." And I was like, "Are you worried about what they're going to think of me, or what they're going to think of you as my father?"
Right. Exactly. And we both know the answer to that.
Yes. And so, because I realized that there, and then I also had to respond to him. I'm like, "But did you read the whole post? Like, if you didn't read the whole post, we're not even going to finish this discussion,
Right.
because
There
it's
is
point."
no discussion.
Yeah, because you clearly did not read the whole post, or you didn't understand it, and you didn't give an opportunity to have a discussion. You just called me batshit crazy.
Of course.
And
It's
and
easier.
that, yeah, and that triggered me. And ever since, I just, and the thought of my dad sometimes just is triggering for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured the theme of mental health awareness for month this year would be kind of to describe a little bit of my goals for the year that I've set up. And the
Mm-hmm.
biggest one that I've set up for my goal is to let go of a lot of anger and hate I have for people in my life, or to find a way to do so. I mean, as we talked on that one episode with Dee,
Mm-hmm.
when she kind of gave me that assignment, it was like, what is that? What is that anger and hatred towards your father really doing for you in your life? Like, how is it benefiting you? And I used to make the excuse that it was fueling the creative fires that would make me a star.
Yes. It's my dramatic flair.
But in fact, I think it's actually doing the opposite. I
Yeah, I
think
could see that too.
Yeah, I think it's actually holding me back from being able to properly.
Hello? Properly
Oh,
what?
I was just making sure you weren't being invaded.
Oh, I am. It's been happened quite a few times now. Yeah, it's
um,
annoying.
but anyway, so I what was I saying? Sorry.
That you thought, or Dee was
The
asking you
anger.
what you actually get out of
Yeah,
it, and that it's not really your creative fuel so much as your creative.
Thank you. Well, I lost the
Yeah.
train of thought there for a moment there. But yeah, and so it's not really being my creative. It's actually holding me back. And I've started thinking of all the other people that I still have some sort of resentment type of feelings, even if it's the smallest little thing. But I'm trying to work on the ones that have the most. And clearly, I think the one with my dad is the one I need to work on the most right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so trying to find a way to forgive him for a lot of that stuff has been probably the biggest thing to do for me, because I haven't wanted to forgive him for it. I've wanted to marinate in the anger and feelings, because it just, I just feel that way. I just
Well,
feel
the nice thing about forgiveness is you don't have to forgive him
for him.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that. And that's why I have to always remind myself that forgiveness isn't always for the person that you are forgiving.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
justification for what they've done. It's
yeah.
for you to be able to move forward with your life. I had to do that with my ex-husband. Like I wrote him a letter and I told him, I said, I forgive you. I forgive
Well,
you for the crappy things you did to me, and I only forgive you because I want to move on with my life.
yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
And but there's this part of me that clearly, because I can't just forgive him. I'm like, there's something still blocking me from being able to forgive him.
Well, of
Like,
course, and it's a long process.
yeah, and I still can't figure that out. So I am working on trying to find a new therapist. That my biggest barrier there so far has been my medical insurance, my health insurance. Doesn't
Yeah,
Not many therapists are credentialed for my insurance, and I have yet to find one that can has the qualification or has the qualifications that I'm looking for.
sure.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I'm hoping to find somebody that can help me with that. I was hoping. Remember a few months ago I did that one session. It was to meet with a life coach. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I met with a life coach for 20 minutes on the phone, and I was just living for that idea. But it was going to be like $2,000 to
Oh my gosh.
for like this 8-week course that
Yeah,
I was gonna be guaranteed to be um free of all of my trauma,
that sounds fishy.
right? And but at the same time, he was really good. I mean, his whole story was really good, but it's like I keep worrying. I'm like, is what there's a catch? There's something like his story could not be that miraculously cured.
No, I don't know anybody that's been able to dismiss all of their trauma in 8 weeks.
Well, and in all clarification, I don't think he actually meant that it was going to be all dismissed. I guess I kind of over exaggerated when I explained that. But what it was mostly, he was kind of implying that you would have all the skills you need to help cope with them,
Okay.
which sounds more plausible.
Yes, much, much more realistic.
Yeah, but it still just sounds like I feel like I'm the challenge. I'm that percentage that doesn't work on sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I'm always getting the placebo of
Yeah.
everything, because it feels like nothing works for me.
Yeah. I guess that's all about that perception piece too. If you believe you're getting a placebo, even if you aren't, will it still not work?
Right? I mean,
Uh,
I'm on so many medications now. I don't know.
maybe that's the part of the
Well,
problem. I don't know.
that's why I need to find a really good therapist that is credentialed for my insurance, because my doctor would like to get like a more updated diagnostic assessment from a therapist to
Mm-hmm.
see, because he's concerned because the meds he's been prescribing based on what I've told him. My doctor,
Yeah.
who is not a therapist, but he's a medical doctor, obviously. And he's had me on, we've talked about this. I'm on sertraline,
Mm-hmm.
Zoloft,
Yep.
and I'm on Lyrica for my anxiety, which Lyrica is not normally prescribed for anxiety, but it works in the case of. And I think I've had some good stuff with the Lyrica, but I guess I'm not feeling if the Zoloft has changed my level of happiness, I guess, but
Your
or
serotonin.
yeah, I haven't I can't say that it has or hasn't yet, because sure, maybe one day I'm feeling a little yay, but then the next day I'm feeling like a
Well, I'm like that. I've been on Zoloft for years.
yeah,
I'm also on Effexor and Lamictal. Lamictal is for the seizures, but it is actually a mood stabilizer.
yeah.
And some days I'm like, tra la 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 la, life is happy, doo doo doo. And the other day, the next day, I'm a hell beast who doesn't want to get out of bed and cries all day.
Yeah. I haven't had one of those I need to cry all day kind of days yet in a while, actually, which is good.
Or I'm just an
Um,
evil, evil beast and nobody should be around me because I'm mean.
well, and now, so I talk about my dad as being one of my levels of anger and hatred, but the next level one probably would be my older brother. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it was an interesting week for me this week because yesterday my older brother got married.
Oh,
Um, I did not go to the wedding.
okay.
Um, and it's hard to explain that in some ways. Because from one perception, from his wife now, my new sister-in-law, I don't know much about her. We haven't had any
Mm-hmm.
bonding moments, and in some ways it feels like I'm always expected to just dismiss what has happened between my older brother and I in our
Oh,
past.
yeah.
I always feel like I'm not allowed to, we don't share that with anyone else, so I don't know if she knows much about the relationship between my him and I. So I feel really bad because the other day when she found out I wasn't going to be at the wedding, she was like, because it was very small, only siblings were invited, and obviously my mother and my stepfather and my but um are you wearing a lavalier microphone? No, you're wearing earbuds. um but Um, but yeah, so I felt bad because she was like, "So you're not going to be there?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I have other plans." And that's true. I did have other plans.
Right,
I, for me, it was like that's not a big deal to me. I don't have much a relationship with my brother. I
right.
wouldn't go as far to say as I hate him. I wouldn't go as far to say I have much anger with him. I just don't have anything there. There's nothing.
Okay.
Like I even told my mom, and I was trying to not make her feel bad or anything, but I was trying to explain it to her. I'm like, don't you understand that? I'm like, the relationship between me and Eric so much is that if he were to pass away tomorrow, I don't know if I would feel anything for that. Um,
And it's okay to feel that way.
yeah,
Just
like,
because you're blood doesn't mean you're family.
but it hurts my mom to know that's how I
Well,
feel,
yeah.
because, and so I don't want to have to get into the explaining all that all the time, because that's my burden. um
Yes.
that's what I have to deal with, and I don't think it's fair to have to make my mom know that too much. So I felt bad that I had to explain it to her that way, because I'm like, it's not that I'm wishing for his death. I said, I'm like, I just said it something, I don't know if I would have any grief or mourning for him. I just there's so much to explain there. Um but um so going, like, the thought of going to his wedding, and my mom was so excited she was going to have all three of her sons in one spot, so she could probably get a picture with all three of her kids, because she hasn't had that in over a decade. And I wasn't going to be there, so of course I ruined that. But my mom didn't like make me feel bad about that, but like I'm like, I feel bad because I understand why she wants that, but in
Hmm.
my way I was like, I don't want to be in a picture with what is almost the same to me as strangers.
Right.
Um, now I should be careful saying that, because like I want to be a famous person, so I would be that person that someone stops and go, "Oh my god, can I get a selfie?"
That's a whole different level. That has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Okay, so at least I wanted to put that on the table, so at least we know that was a direction.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But that's what I mean though, is like I don't want there to be be in a picture that is supposed to be a happy
Family.
family
Yeah.
when it's not. And I'm not going to be one of those people that tries to pretend it's something it's not.
You know
And
what, though? Good for you, because you're setting that boundary with yourself and with them, but you're not doing it in a way that is spiteful. You're just like, look, this is how it is.
yeah,
This is how it isn't. And
yeah,
that's that.
it's and it's tough. It is a tough situation to be in because to me, I walk away from that situation thinking that I'm left to be seen as the asshole in it because they don't not like even my little brother, do they really understand my perception of everything? Do they
Nobody understands your perception but you.
exactly? And so they're left with only what they have for information to deduce into what they believe, and I don't know what that is. And like we go back to that thought, like whatever someone else thinks of me is none of my business. But when it comes to that situation, when we find out that people might be talking about you in a negative way because of something, it's like I would like them to, before they really make their judgment on me, to really be able to understand. That's
Right.
and that's one of the things of why I have this podcast and why I want to keep writing blogs. I'm really trying to get more into writing blogs for the website for our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so hard to just sit down and start writing. It's so hard.
Oh, I love doing that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I do. I can put the pen to the paper and just write it out, but then having to go and type it out, no.
Oh, I wish I had a computer. You could just send them to me and I'd love to type them out. I love typing.
I could take pictures of them and send them to you.
I have to get a computer first.
Get your fucking computer.
Gotta get my taxes.
Get your taxes.
Talk to the IRS. Tell them. Assholes at the IRS.
I have to pay in.
I'm getting a lot back.
Well, yeah. Isn't there?
I didn't get either of my stimulus checks though.
I'm really just kidding.
So quit being a bitch. Suck it up. Come down, I'll take you out to dinner. We'll go to dinner.
Oh my god, I really should come down there soon. Maybe next weekend. No, next weekend's Memorial Day weekend. That'll be tough.
Yeah.
Although that'd be a 3-day weekend. I can just come crash at your place for 3 days. Can you imagine how
you're a very, very brave man.
I'm like, I would last maybe 3 hours, right?
If.
Yeah.
If you'd get in the door between the dogs and the kids, oh god, you'd be like, bitch, bye. My Uber's here. I gotta go.
Oh, but yeah, maybe I could come down for like an afternoon and we could hang out. Like, yeah. Maybe, yeah. It'd be fun. Oh, so you got anything to talk about with how you're like, okay, so I just kind of shared where I'm at with my mental health and my struggles going on right now. And that's just one. I have many others right now, but that's the one that's been kind of bubbling inside that I'm working on right now. Is the one with my dad and the one with my brother. They're both very interesting ones that I want to try and let go of. And reminding myself that just if I forgive them and I'm letting go of that anger doesn't mean I have to have a relationship with either of them. Like,
that's awesome. That's huge, though. That's a hard thing to accept, and I commend you for even trying.
Why, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And how about you? How are things going on in the life of Lisa that are keeping?
Well, not terrible. I mean, I create my own problems, in my head. I don't know. I'm working on setting boundaries for my independence more than anything. Like, I'm not going to change my plans just for this reason or that reason. If I'm busy for a day and I don't see you, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to break my plans anymore just because. And I try to be vague, but you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And for me, self-image is something that I need to, that I've been trying to work on. With what do they call it? The COVID-20 or whatever. like weight gain,
Oh my god, I have gained so much weight.
and just I just feel icky and just like sluggish. And one of my very best friends, she's doing the Noom program. Um, it's all online, and in her first 6 weeks, I think she lost 30 pounds,
Wow.
and that was just changing her eating habits.
Okay.
Um, Now this girl, I've been friends with her for a long time. The kitchen was not a place for her. Now she's cooking all these delicious meals and she's eating healthy and she's doing this thing. It's called Beachbody. It's a
Mhm.
pretty intense home workout routine. And I just, I look at her and I'm like, I don't want to be envious, but I'm so envious, because she's doing it. And then I look at myself and I'm not doing it. So I'm criticizing myself based you know, on her success, which is silly because only I can do what I can do.
But I know what you're saying. Like it's you're looking at someone else and you're
Like, why
what's it?
can't I just do it?
It's that comparison complex or something. It's a yeah.
Yeah,
Um
it's
yeah, it's like I get jealous of other people that they're able to accomplish the goals that I want to, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, I want the instant like finished product. I'm like, I want to go on my healthy new journey and start eating healthy, and within a couple of days be back to where it would be to my level, and be like, okay, now what?
well,
Like that's
and
what I
I'm not.
want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I. It's not so much the instant gratification for me anymore. Is that it's I lose my ambition really easy because I forget that you don't have to have huge changes to make progress.
Hmm.
The best progress is usually small changes.
Hmm.
And so I like I try to remind myself like if I go for a walk, I don't have to walk 10 miles. I can walk a mile. At least I got out and I walked, you know. Um I got to get a grip on my emotional eating.
Yes. Oh my
That's
god.
my whole life. That's a huge trauma for me, like a trauma coping mechanism. Um I watched the movie 4 Good Days a couple nights ago.
Never heard of it.
It's Mila Kunis, and she's a heroin addict,
Okay.
and she's trying to, she's burned all her bridges with her family. Her family won't let her back in, and I think it's Glenn Close plays her mom.
Okay.
I think might have to
I'll,
look that up. Don't quote me on it.
I'll take a look.
Um, yeah, and it's called 4 Good Days because she was in detox for 3 days, but she has to. Oh, you're yawning.
Oh my god, I'm trying not to.
I know, but when you try not to, you're like, you should just yawn. It's much be much better. But anyways, she has to be sober for 4 more days before she can get this shot, which is an opiate blocker shot. And it kicked up a lot of feelings that I still have in regards to my addiction and the trauma that I caused my family. And even though we've, reconnected and um, made amends, and there's no ill feelings between us, I didn't realize that I still harbor a lot of that shame. Um, and maybe that's why I make fun of it so much. Like
Sure.
if I really, look at it introspectively, that's the word I want to use.
Mhm.
Um, I I don't know. It was just really weird. Like when I watched the trailer for this movie, I sobbed. Like it was super powerful for some reason to me. And I think it was because it's relatable. I never did heroin, but I've lost a lot of friends. And I know the turmoil that goes with, being an addict. And so, yeah, I don't know. I've been having some crazy dreams and just a lot of random emotions have been kicking up. So I'm just going to try to process it. I need to get a new therapist. The one that I have she's not doing it for me, which is fine.
Yeah.
I got a trial and error.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, and a goal is that I want to take myself off of my Zoloft. So I want to work at getting, because you got to do it stage by stage. Can't
Mhm.
just. I missed my FXer for 4 days and I went into full withdrawal, and it was like withdrawing off of hard drugs. It was horrible.
Yeah, I know. Especially Zoloft. To think if you take yourself out too quickly, you can get some migraines.
Which I already have, of course. I have
Yeah.
a laundry list of poor me's, but I try not. I just try to ignore it.
I get it. Like, especially like I hate when I come onto this podcast and I feel like I'm about to share just this dramatic story, and I remind myself I have to share something positive too. I need people like our listeners to know that I'm not just in like this dramatic depression mode all the time. I have great things that happen. It's just
Yeah,
this is what my life is like. Is like it's like the ups and downs are legit like ups and downs. They're not like ones to just cliche off or um
yeah. Well, and some days are just full of like all of it. Some
yeah.
days I'm happy and then I'm pissed off, and I'm short-tempered, and then but then I'm like let things go that I normally wouldn't.
Mhm.
It's just all really touch and go, and I really would like to find some sort of common ground where it balances out more. I need more checks and balances because
How
me
often
flying off the handle is no bueno.
how often do you actually believe that the analogy that you're your own worst enemy?
Do I believe that?
No, I mean like how often does that like is that like so perfectly relatable in your life? Like at least once a day?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
At,
Yeah.
at the very least, probably four or
Yeah.
five, if I'm
E-
honest.
Even those moments where like I have decided that I'm not going to take my evening walk for my 3 mile walk before bed or
Hmm.
something like that. Um that's I feel like once I've convinced myself to not do that, I've already made a bad choice for myself, which is my own enemy like doing. Like I feel like sometimes I am it's like I'm fighting for control of the wheel. Like
Yeah.
have you
Even though you've got both hands on it.
yeah, have you seen Inside Out, the Disney movie, with like joy and sadness and yeah,
Yes.
like that kind of
Yes.
thing. Like all of a sudden anger takes the wheel, like in here, the control system.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel sometimes. Like all my emotions are just like a whole bunch of God confused like people up there.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of static sometimes. Sometimes my brain is just white noise,
Yeah.
and I
And
hate it.
yeah, and you still have to function in society and
Hmm.
most and some people in society do not see things the way we do on a mental health level, from a recovery base, and stuff, and so
Hmm.
they don't they only think that we're trying to make an excuse, and that exhausts me.
Me too. I get that not as much as I used to from someone in my life that is finally coming around to understanding, what is going on with me.
Hmm.
And um, they are much more understanding about my bad days. And some days, because some days my bad days are bad.
Yeah.
Like I will pick a fight on purpose. I will, I will just be a big old a-hole.
Preach.
Just yeah, just because if I'm gonna be miserable, well then F all you. You're gonna be miserable with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and it's like I knowingly know what I'm doing, like
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
I
100% aware that I'm picking a
yeah,
fight.
100%. It's like but still for some reason I cannot stop what is about to happen.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
hate that.
crazy.
I hate that feeling when it's like I am fully conscious. Like what? It's like I'm watching the asshole in me say,
Yes.
like, "What the f are you doing?" You
Like
realize
you're just
I'm gonna,
outside your body realizing like, oh
yeah,
God.
this is the
Well,
mess I'm gonna have to clean up, and I'm gonna be lucky if I can clean it up.
yeah.
The damage you're
Yes.
doing right now, and
Yeah.
it's on you. I mean, I'm still accountable for
Hmm.
what this motherfucker's doing to my life right now.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Preach.
that's
For
how I
real
feel a
though,
lot of
like
times, and
it's
that's why
crazy.
sometimes I feel like I can come off as a victim to some people because they really don't understand that I am literally fighting my own inner demons, and sometimes there are casualties outside in my
Yeah.
circle of people,
Innocent bystanders.
and I have some great friends that seem to understand that about me, and they can usually it's almost like they've got my cycle. Like
I feel that. I
Like,
got you.
like it's almost like they're prepared for me to, like, something's about to happen. Ehryn's about to snap, and
Like they can see the change happening.
so
And
that's
that's
why.
fine. Like it'll be a slow burn, but
hmm
then something will just instantly just take me to the next level.
So that's why I know I have some amazing friends in my life. So.
Same.
Mhm.
Same. But on a positive note, I mean, with the weather getting nice, I'm very much a creature of
Nature.
yeah, and being in the sunshine
hmm
helps me.
I feel like I'm a little bit more balanced and in control. Not
Yeah, I mean,
100%, but like,
just
because
the
then,
option to have natural vitamin D.
well, because then we get to that point where it gets to be overly hot and you end up having to sit in the air conditioning. So then you have cabin fever for that reason too.
Oh, I will sweat. I've laid out in the backyard in the sun getting sunburnt reading my book and just like that particular day I was happy,
Good.
and
Yeah.
you know Troy's like I completely believe in weather related depression and
hmm
seasonal depression. I said, "Well,
Oh,
thank God for that because hello."
yeah.
Hello.
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 Um, yeah, I feel that. I really understand that a lot because I am pretty much that same boat. I can, if especially if I'm out in nature and stuff like that, I feel like there's no problems that I have to have.
None. It's just,
I
and then
mean,
last night, I don't know if it stormed up in Grand Rapids last night, but we had an actual thunderstorm last night.
well, actually, I was up near Virginia last night in Aurora,
Oh,
Minnesota.
okay.
Yeah, as some
Okay,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I can't really remember. I know that it rained there, but I cannot remember exactly if there was thunderstorm or not. I mean, I was out when I went to bed. I was out. I was drinking so much this weekend. I don't.
Oh, welcome to 2003, Ehryn.
I do not drink a lot, but like I had those Truly lemonade.
You
Yeah,
got truly wasted.
and I also White Claw came out with an iced tea kind. It wasn't that good.
Yeah. But you
Um,
got truly wasted and White Claw wasted.
And I also like these other little things. They're like vodka blends. They're from the company called Two Chicks.
Okay.
Um, and this one flavor I love the most is elderflower and pear.
Oh, that sounds so fancy.
And the can is really pretty. Like I really just want
Oh,
I really just want Two Chicks to sponsor me, but you
right.
know.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, but I really like it was fun and we just enjoyed the outdoors for pretty much the whole time. Yeah, and
That sounds wonderful.
it was nice. It was a nice getaway.
That's
But
awesome.
so what goals you got going on for this summer?
Um, well, to spend a lot of time with the new baby. Can't wait till he's born. My sister's about ready to pop.
That's right. That's right.
Um, but yeah, I guess just to keep on working on me and, trying to keep the kids occupied in recent, Savannah's only got 2 weeks of school left. Houston will be doing Northwoods through the summer. Um, but yeah, I guess personally, I just want to just keep working on being happy and trying to, I would really try to get off of medication. I know that's a long process,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna start with talking to my doctor about titrating off the Zoloft because that one is the one I've been on the longest,
Okay.
and I don't feel like it's really, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's necessary to be on that and the Effexor. So,
Mm. My goal mostly for the summer is to try and make healthy choices for my physical health.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
I'm every day working on the mental health thing. We already know that I'm always working on that. I'm very clear about that. But I think I have neglected a lot of my physical health, and especially in the last year, because I was doing so good. I was making such good healthy choices, and
Mm-hmm.
the I think just all the things that were going on in 2020 in my own personal life and just in the world, I think just comfort food was
Heck
what I
yeah.
was the sponsor of 2020 for me. So
Oh, same. I totally understand that. Like, oh, a salad or hot fries. Yeah, I'll take the hot fries, thanks. Maybe
yeah,
I'll put hot fries on my salad.
yeah. 10-piece chicken McNugget with a large fry at McDonald's? No, yes.
But a diet Coke,
But a
because
Diet Coke
I'm
always.
trying to be healthy.
Yeah. Well, I choose the Diet Coke because I'm diabetic. So it's already bad enough I'm going to eat all
Well,
this crap. I might as well not drink it in liquid form too.
right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's my goal. That's what I'm going for, is just working on that physical health, because I'm going to be traveling in the fall. So that'll be fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going to Valley Fair on the 19th of June, so the kids are pretty stoked about that.
You didn't invite me?
Well, you can always come.
You
My
didn't
old
invite me?
stomping grounds.
When I lived down there, I hung out at Valley Fair so much.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, but I think it's good. Thank you for joining me for this special mental health awareness episode.
Yeah. Be aware of your mental health and the stigma.
And
Speak up.
don't mind talking about it. You are not alone. All the stuff, all the good stuff, all the
Hmm.
cliches, they come from a place of actual healing. So
They do it. They do. Don't be
yeah.
afraid to ask for help.
Yes. And you know what? If you liked what you saw in here, don't forget to subscribe right here. Like, even share. I mean, if you hit that like button and you subscribe, seriously, you have no idea how much that helps us out to be able to get our message out there a lot more. Other people can hear our
Yes.
stories. So it'd be great if you can help us out. Thank you so much.
Share,
Tell your
share, share,
yeah.
share. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're hoping to get some more good content out for you coming out soon. I think we're gonna have an LGBT episode for Pride Month, which is June.
Yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be
And
exciting.
suggestions.
Yeah, give us
Suggestions. If there's
even ask us questions.
yes.
We've got an Instagram page out there. We've got it all. So please just
Facebook,
Facebook.
Instagram,
Yeah, give us some questions. Talk to us.
the To Be
Let's engage.
Fair website.
Yes. Find any way to communicate with us, and we will give you a shout out on the episode. We will answer your questions and everything. So until then, we also got merch. Oh, we got merch.
Oh my God, we got merch. Well, you got merch. My face ain't on nothing yet.
There will be. There will be. The lovely Lisa banners will be coming.
Oh, I can't wait.
But until,
I want my face on somebody's butt.
oh, that's right. Those leggings. I can't believe I haven't sold more of those leggings. I need to.
If you haven't seen the leggings, check them out. They're fabulous.
I designed them myself.
Shocking.
Because my nose is right up your ass.
Yes. Don't worry. It smells like roses.
All right, but anyways, thanks guys for tuning in, and I am Iron Man.
No, you are man.
Oh, that's right. The glare.
Just man. Just man. You are man Arrow.
I think we're gonna sign off, and I'm gonna go join in on that shake with Betty, Archie, and Veronica.
Oh, it sounds delightful.
All right, but thank you again, and you guys all have a great night.
Bye.